Welcome to Film Phreeks. This is Justin Llewellyn.
Eddie Williams.
And tonight we're going to be reviewing a film that was actually released 10 years after its first remake that came out. A film called Day of the Dead: Bloodline, which is the second remake of Day of the Dead, the originally directed by George Romero.
Should I say the second unwanted remake?
Yeah, definitely unwanted. And this one is directed by a guy named Hector Hernandez Vicens. And it was actually produced by the same company that did the first remake from 2008. And this film stars pretty much not really in one particular, unless you count the guy who played the killer from the Prom Night remake. He plays the main zombie in the film. And this one is the second remake that deals with. This one actually has a similar plot to the original film, actually, where it's set where you have a group of military personnel and survivalists that are inside this military bunker, and one of the survivors is trying to look for a cure when the world pretty much gets overrun by zombies. And which this time, instead of them calling them zombies, they call them rotters.
And they don't have Logan, the Frankenstein professor. This time, the girl version in the original is actually the scientist.
Yeah, they basically combine the original character of Sarah combined with Dr. Logan in the original with a girl named Zoe in this film. And I gotta tell you, like, I didn't really know much about this film. Like, I seen the trailers for it, and from the trailers, I kind of thought to myself, like, okay, this might probably be at least doable compared to the 2008 version. And I gotta be honest.
I knew it wouldn't probably be good, but I thought it would be at least average.
Yeah, I mean, it had to at least been better than the 2008 one, which was one of the most vile piece of shit remakes I watched. But I can honestly say that upon seeing this one, I really couldn't tell you which one's worse, because both this one and the 2008 one seem like they go back to back together.
What? Yeah, what a insult and classical fucking dog shit. Oh my god, this is phenomenally bad. This was so goddamn bad. Oh my god, I don't know where to fucking begin, but let's start from the beginning. I don't understand why they needed that fucking beginning, because it sticks out like a fucking sore thumb.
Yeah, it definitely did, because the opening scene deals with them already pretty much getting away from the zombies and stuff, and the zombies this time are at least more consistent in how they're the traditional ones. They run, but they don't. They're kind of like the ones from Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
I want to know, how the fuck do you fuck up acting as a zombie? You don't talk. These zombies are so choreographed, you can fucking tell. And if you've seen those funny clips of people trying to try out to be in The Walking Dead as zombies, and you'll see like 3 or 4 that are overacting, right? They're doing like Thriller. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like this movie took all those people and just said, here, I'll give you a job. And these fucking motherfuckers, I swear to God, they look like they're doing Mr. Roboto dance. I'm like, thank you very much. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I thought some of them were do break dance. I thought fucking dubstep was going to pull on.
Dude, I didn't even really...
I'm like, what the fuck? I said, how do you fuck up acting as a zombie?
See, I guess I didn't really pay attention to that, but I'll get into what we see later on in the film of a zombie that's in this film. Yeah. But anyway, the story deals with pretty much kind of like how the original film is, where this time it is set in the bunker, so they at least got that part right. And this one also it also deals with them having to kind of do similar things like the original did, where they're trying to find a cure and all that. The only difference is that, unlike the other original bunker, this one is still kind of out in the open, so to speak, to where it's not completely underground. It's just kind of more in a tunnel, so to speak, like that.
But before they get to the bunker, like I said, the beginning really did. I felt like it was very unnecessary with the whole like just running around and then shit going down. This girl's walking around, and shit's going down, and you see these people getting eaten. And this is another fucking problem I have. What is up with all the exploding blood? Like when you get bit, it's like you blow up. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was fucking weird. Now, to its credit, I will say that
it seemed right.
It didn't. Like, to its credit, though, I'll say that the gore in this was at least more memorable, if that's the word. I'll say, like, it's a lot better handled in this version compared to 2008's version.
There's a lot of blood and stuff. They don't really do much gutty shit. They do a lot of, some parts they do. Mostly it's just more blood. A lot of blood.
Yeah.
Which is good, but, I mean, the movie's so atrocious, you don't even fucking care about that. You're just like, please be over with.
Well, and also, one of the things that really sticks out for me the most in this film is, at the beginning, we get introduced to this character that's called Max, who's basically obsessed with the main girl in the film, and at the very beginning, it's already established that this guy is a fucking degenerate creeper, and this guy actually this is actually the first time I've probably ever seen in a zombie film where you have a guy actually trying to rape a woman, and this guy is trying to do that at the very beginning. And guess what? And throughout the rest of the film, he actually becomes infatuated with her as a zombie. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, this guy is Bud.
He's basically the equivalent of Bud.
But this one, they got rid of the word Bud, and they called him Max.
Yeah. And,
but they got his look and everything.
Yeah, and keep in mind, keep in mind, too, this will contain major spoilers for the film, so for those of you who haven't seen it, you have been warned. But,
is it me, or did that fucking scene before all the shit went down where they're having a party at that hospital, did that fucking really feel like it's really low budget, where you had just people just choreographing dancing?
Yeah, it really did.
Just having conversations, like people are like, all right, ready, camera, action, then you just have people just talking.
Yeah.
Dancing, and if you look in the background, you'll see like a kid dancing to himself. I'm like, the fuck? This looks like something from Scooby-Doo. Yeah,
and not just that, man, but already from the start, in the first, few minutes, the acting in this is so fucking horrible. Now, keep in mind, the 2008 version...
don't make any fucking sense.
No, everyone...
you have some girl just say random shit right next to somebody. I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, now, keep in mind, we said how bad the acting was in 2008's version. I will give 5 Oscars to that film's acting, at least. Because at least in 2008's version...
That's one of the things I think 2008 holds better than this one, is the fucking acting.
And that's saying a lot, because seeing how I can't stand fucking Nick Cannon in that film. But they managed to make that film seem like it would be something played on, the Oscars, or played on something like AMC or some shit as a standard.
But this whole movie, as it goes along, it feels like a fucking TV show.
It does.
Fucking something from Sci-Fi, the TV show, or something that YouTube Red would fucking release. I'm like, oh my god, the way it's shot. I mean, it's just so fucking TV'd.
Yeah, definitely the Well, I'll say on the cinematography wise, the visuals are at least more shots. I'm just going to use the term better slightly. They're at least more shot better in loose term than say the 2008 version. Yeah. But it still looks fucking shitty because both versions still look like they come from a piece of shit low grade bargain bin film.
But the thing that gets me is the guy who wrote the script for the actors to say the lines. I mean, the actors are already fucking bad actresses. They're already a fucking atrocious, low budget, scraping at the bottom of the fucking barrel shit. But to have this script, whoever wrote these fucking lines, needs to go back to fucking school.
Yeah, this was like I was watching...
And relearn how to write scripts. Because these lines do not fucking match, or do not flow with the film. It just really feels like, what the fuck are they saying?
That, and you get also performances that come across as very monotone, to where they don't have any emotion whatsoever. Where when they deliver their lines, it's almost like you're watching a fucking like high school play that's not even putting effort in, like, you know, like how some high school play acting, they put at least some improv. This is like them pretty much just reading the script as it is, like, I'm going here, follow me. You know, like reading it directly out of the fucking script.
Yeah. Instead of adding their acting, their talent to it. It's just really just script. And even the way that things are set up, like where you have your extras in the background, it just feels so choreographed.
Yeah. And not just that,
just like,
but...
oh my god.
Not just that, but here's where I get into one of my biggest main issues is... The acting's already bad as it is, but one of my biggest gripes is the fucking main woman in this film. The main girl in this film makes some of the most stupidest decisions I have ever seen in a zombie film. Now, keep in mind, that's saying a lot because I've seen a lot of Walking Dead episodes where a lot of characters make some pretty dumbass decisions. This one takes the cake because this woman not only lets a zombie in by pretty much... she basically gets everyone killed. She comes across the zombie, the main guy from earlier... The main guy who was trying to rape her earlier in the film as the zombie, he ends up getting inside the bunker, and she ends up keeping him alive to be a test subject. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Yeah, and this is where it really pisses me the fuck off. Alright, I like the look of Bud, but I don't like how Bud was portrayed in this film at all.
No.
He is portrayed as a guy who, as a zombie, you know, Bud from the original, everybody. Well, in this one, he got bit like anybody else, but somehow his blood is stronger than fucking zombie virus. It does not explain why. And two, he's doing weird fucking ninja shit.
And he's doing a lot of sneaking around to where nobody can find him.
And backflips and jumping through fucking holes and hiding like he's fucking stealth. I'm like, the fuck is this, man?
Yeah. I mean...
And I was like, and like you said, the whole purpose of Bud is his obsession with this girl, and there's like a million girls you can get with.
Well, it's also the reason why they wrote that in there is because he has her name like carved on his arm and shit like that. But even still, I'm just watching it like. But what's really inconsistent is that this zombie is trying to, you know, pursue her and everything like that. Yet, what's really inconsistent is that he'll be killing humans, no problem. But then there's other parts where he's fucking killing his own zombies. I'm like, that fucking breaks all the rules from every other zombie film. Much like the other film.
I felt like they too humaned him. They way too humaned him.
That's what I'm saying.
In this one, they don't have to train him or anything. He's already like, oh, hey, Zoe. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere too.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's really? What I'm saying.
And not only that, tell me this. This is how inconsistent this fucking movie is. So the events to where that Bud dude gets bit by the zombie at the beginning of the film when the outbreak starts. Tell me how the fucking convenient is he to be in that same facility 5 fucking years later in that same room?
Right. I'm like, how the hell would he have known where that location was?
Like, the place where he dies. You would think that he would have left between when he got bit and woke up as a zombie and walked around or did something for 5 years. No, she goes to that same facility which was weird because she said, oh, I know where we can get vaccines and this and that. We can go to the facility I worked. So it took you 5 years to think that? Really?
Right.
5
I'm like,
years?
Dumbass.
Oh yeah, I got somewhere we can go and get this. Really? And then he conveniently was in that same room 5 fucking years. Really? Yeah. Bullshit.
Right. And not just that, here's where we get to some of the other problems I have. Now, we have also some characters in this film that are kind of reminiscent from the original film, so I get that they're at least trying to give that regard to it. Because you have, you have a guy who's not called Rhodes, but he's in this one, they actually, instead of calling him Rhodes, he uses the exact same name as that crazy dude from the original Day of the Dead, Miguel.
Yeah.
So in this version, Miguel is actually Captain Rhodes' equivalent. Instead, the Miguel equivalent that's in the film is a brother named Baca. So apparently they kind of...
Yeah, you can pretty much tell this fucking Sam's Choice fucking Rhodes here is trying to want to be something like him, but he's not. His acting is so $2.02 that it's so fucking bad. It doesn't even come close. And there's scenes where he just pops out of this nowhere and he goes, "Why is the line not moving fast enough? Move it faster." And then you won't see him again. And then these two people will talk and he goes, "Why are you guys taking forever?" I'm like, stop popping in like you're some fucking Bob Clark or some shit.
That and not just that, but it also doesn't help that the fact that the film is trying to reuses lines from the original film, because they give him the lines he's like, or kind of how Rhodes does, and like that part where he's pointing the gun at the girl, and then his brother steps in. He's like, "You can't kill us," or it's that similar line from the original, and I'm just kind of like, okay, dude. Even if you kind of look like Rhodes, you don't have the fucking charisma, you don't have the intimidation, you don't have anything compared to what even probably a high school play actor would have as far as intimidation.
I'll tell you right now, the acting's so bad. If these same people went up to sci-fi director and say, "Hey, yeah, we'll star in the Lake Placid Part 10. You guys are a little too low budget."
Yeah.
And that's saying much right there. But anyways, as the movie goes along, you get your typical, instead of really just that big climaxy part where the fucking thing starts going, opening, all the zombies pour in. Why does it look like there's only 10 zombies in the scene?
Right? I'm like, where's the rest of them? Because it seems like they killed them so fast that it really felt like there wasn't a fucking climax.
Did you see the part where they're running outside and they're trying to get inside the bunker? There's fucking 10 zombies.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck?
It's almost
really?
Well, we ran under budget, so we can only afford these many zombies.
Yeah, really ran out of budget, and they couldn't afford the whole fucking swarm part where the office thing opens up. So we're led to believe all 30, 40 of these people in the facility get fucked up by 10 zombies. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, really? And not just that, but also, again, this all falls into because that woman ends up trying to get fucking experiments done by trying to get zombie test subjects, only to get her other comrades killed. I'm like, thank you. You look what you done did.
Her commentary narrating.
We found the virus. Already found the virus and the cure. Really? Oh my god. Are you fucking serious?
I'm like, why would you add narration to that? It's like, we know what that fucking is. You don't have to spell it out for us.
And then she finds a fucking cure. It's fucking Bud's blood. Oh man.
The point of the original film, of the original film was that even though they were trying to look for kind of a cure in the original film, it was more about just testing evolution of what zombies can do.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much knew that there was no hope for humanity left, so after that, in the original film, they were just trying to see what else they could do to evolve. And that film was also dealing that there was no hope.
Did you hear another continuity they fucked up on in zombie genre?
What?
In this one, when that girl gets bit and Rhodes equivalent was going to shoot her, he told her no because, remember, you don't have to shoot her. Bites are only effective if you get it by the head or neck.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
If you get bit anywhere else in the body, you can actually survive it. I'm like, what?
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. She goes, we can fix that if he got bit in the arm and stuff. I'm like, wow. This is fucking saying fuck you to zombie genre.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to remember that, man. You just reminded me. Okay, that is a double fuck you for that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they did that. Now that pissed me off. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, that fucking anticlimactic ending that ended like 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're supposed to be seeing this big battle that takes place where all the zombies swarm in, and they, what do you know, they kill the not Rhodes equivalent in the same kind of way, and basically after that, all the zombies get.
I literally was about to fucking cringe if he was gonna say choke on him.
Yeah, though it was worse in that scene because you get to pretty much see him smiling in one part. I'm like, the fuck? Did they leave that in there?
Yeah.
It almost looked like he was smiling.
Fucking stupid ass ways. And then you had the anticlimactic part I want to complain about is the final showdown with Bud.
That one, yeah. Because that one we see that the girl is pretty much trying to get away from him, and they end up, her and that little girl that she's been taking care of throughout the film, they end up being hid inside this shed or wherever it's at. And then all of a sudden, Bud ends up like coming in there and he gets like stabbed by her when she is hiding inside this dirt. Comes out and then cuts his guts out, which I'll grant that was some decent gore. And then he's like, "No, you're mine." And he's like, "No, you're mine." And then she fucking cuts his head off. I'm like, that was fucking quick.
All this happens in like fucking 40 seconds. It's like that. It's that anticlimactic. Then it shows her go to the fucking back to the facility and she narrates the ending. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that.
I mean, I'm happy the movie's over with, but really, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was one of the most, like... I mean, the 2008 version...
Why is it my favorite zombie film of all time keeps getting remade, and they end up being the worst fucking zombie films?
Right? I mean, hell, even Dire of the Dead, despite its issues, I can at least say there were some things about it that I enjoyed with that one, even though it was a completely misstep for Romero. For his own films.
There's only one thing I'm giving this film. I will say the look of Bud did look cool.
I'll give you that, and I will say that they at least fixed the makeup effects on the zombies in this one, on some of the parts, and there was some gore that I did enjoy here and there, like the part where you have like the zombies that are eating that one dude when he's in the city and stuff, and he's like trying to stab him, and he gets blood all over him and shit.
Yeah.
There's
the blood is really good. It's just, it's so hard to enjoy anything because this movie was so flatlined.
It was. And not just that, but...
I could not... And I'm going to tell you right now, it took me 4 fucking hours to finish this hour, 30-minute movie.
Yeah, it took me a while to watch it too, man. Like, I actually started it last night and didn't finish it until just a couple hours ago. And I'll also give one little minor pro is that unlike the 2008 version, which was basically a big fuck you to the original film, this one at least kind of looked like they had some faithfulness to the original film in that they took place in the bunker and they kind of had like similar elements to the original film, but that's just the overall general plot. They don't really do nothing to really do anything with the fucking story or characters.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, with that being said, man, I'm gonna give Day of the Dead, Bloodline, a flatline on the Film Phreeks meter. This is a big fuck you, middle finger.
Yeah, this is
I will make sure you. Right now, it's the worst film I've seen so far, 2018. But depending how the year goes, I'm gonna make sure I find a spot in this fucking list.
Yeah,
I'm going to make sure it doesn't fall out of my list, because this pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, this was definitely fucking painful to get through, man. Like, for those of you who are asking which one I think is worse, don't ask me, because I can't tell you which one I hate more, this or 2008. Yeah. But for now, they're both getting the same fucking grade, and this one is still, to me, a flat line on the Film Phreeks meter as well. So, already I can say this is one of the worst films of 2018 so far, and... I'm sure there's probably going to be worse films that come out later this year, but for now, this is definitely my number one so far. Yep. So, until then, for those of you who have also seen Day of the Dead, Bloodline, let us know in the comments of what you thought about it, and on the other Romero films as well. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and check out some other reviews here, and our website at filmphreeks.com, and we'll be seeing you here in our next review. We'll see you later.